Hey VC, how's it going? Right, okay, in a recent video, I showed some footage of a record shop that I visited down in London. That was Casbah Records in Greenwich, a fantastic store. I picked up loads of good stuff. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. It's a really interesting soul music. Now, whilst in London, I visited two other record shops. So today, I'm gonna show the footage from those two stores. Now, the first one was Out on the Floor Records, which is in Camden town. This is a record shop that I've been visiting for years. Always find good stuff there. It's really handy to get to as well. It's just a stone's throw from the tube station there in Camden. And of course, Camden's always worth visiting. Loads of great pubs, the market, and loads of great clubs as well. So I was down there specifically to go to the Jazz Cafe where I was seeing Dexter Wansell perform on the Friday night. Great gig, but I had half an hour to spare before going to the gig. So I went to the record store. So I picked up two records, but first of all, I will show you the footage from that shop.
So meet me every time in the dark. I'm gonna pray tonight that you will love me every way. Alright, hear you talk about sweet cheese and sweet dandy. She's just like a sugar candy. So don't you ever leave me no more. Girl, I'm gonna love you better, that's it for sure.
Picked up two LPs from Out on the Floor Records. So first up, Seesaw by Don Covey, 1968 on Atlantic Records. Now, this is just old school R&B, just good time music. The big tune on here is Suki Suki, which was a co-write by Don Covey and Steve Cropper. Obviously Steve Cropper from Booker T and the MGs, fantastic musician, writer, arranger, producer. And yeah, you probably know the tune, but yeah, this is a beautiful sounding record. I played it to death. It's on Plum Atlantic, and for a tenner, you can't go wrong with that. Now, whenever I've been down to Out on the Floor Records before, it's tended to be soul and R&B that I picked up. However, you'll have seen from the footage of the shop that there was loads of great reggae in there. So I picked up one LP. So this is the Silvertones with their album Silver Bullets. This is very early 70s on Trojan Records. Now, the sleeve has got plenty of wear to it, but the record, I say it's on Trojan, is in lovely condition, sounds great. To be perfectly honest, I think even if you find copies of Trojan Records from that sort of period with marks on them, they're the bulletproof these records are. They sound great anyway, so don't worry about that. But this one's in great shape. Now, this album's interesting because it's produced by Lee Perry. Now, when we think about Lee Perry, it tends to be those sort of mid to late 70s productions with his quite quirky, eccentric production style. So this is a bit earlier, and I suppose you'd class it as roots reggae, but there's a healthy dose of reggae pop on here as well. So it's that very early 70s Trojan sound. So the strings thrown in there as well, and some of the tracks. But it's all about the voice, it's all about those vocal harmonies. And I find myself talking more and more about vocal harmonies on the channel, whether that be for soul music or reggae music. And as I say, that's what's really drew me in here. But yeah, a really nice album. I say the sleeve's got a little bit of wear to it, but the vinyl sounds great. So fantastic stuff. And the second store that I visited was Upside Down Records in Depford. Now, I've spoken about this place before. I went there about 12 months ago. I think it's only been open for about 18 months, 2 years. And it's a great shop. I really like this place. They've got quite a big presence on Instagram. So every day they post a brief video of what new arrivals are going out the following day, which is really cool. And whenever I see that, there's always stuff that I want, you know. So anyway, I only had a bit of time. I met up with a mate down in Depford. and we were going out, so I just had about a quarter of an hour just to pop in there and have a brief look. So I'll show some footage in a moment. But the record that I picked up, and you'll hear this over the footage, is the Inner Life album. I think this is late 70s, as you can see on Salsoul. This is a slightly later pressing on Ramshorn. This is a sort of mid to late 80s pressing on Ramshorn. This is just a classic soul disco record, vocals by Jocelyn Brown, produced by Patrick Adams. I say it's a bit of a soul disco classic. Now, the one thing I'll say about this is that I want to try and get hold of the singles that were released from the album on 12-inch, because these songs will sound much better with those big wide grooves on a 12-inch single, so the bass will really kick through. So that's what I'm after now. But the album's wonderful. Every track's a winner. Can't go wrong with that. Now, in my last video, I showed some cool soul records that I picked up from Casbah Records in Greenwich. And since making that video, I have been listening to some of the other stuff that I picked up from the shop that day. And just all beautiful soul music. So I just wanted to quickly show this. This is David Ruffin with his album Feeling Good, late 60s. This is his second solo album after being kicked out of the Temptations. Now, David Ruffin, of course, one of the great male soul singers, one of the best. Can listen to him sing anything. Now, I say this record is on Tamla Motown. It's a UK pressing. Just look how clean it is. That beautiful Garrett and Lofthouse flip back sleeve, and just how clean the rear sleeve is there. But beautiful stuff. I say it's the Tamla Motown label, which you can see is pretty much perfect there. Not a spindle mark in sight. But I've been listening to that to death, actually. Been playing it a lot. The highlight for me is his version of Feeling Alright, the old Dave Mason tune. A song of which I've never heard a bad version, actually, but I do think that David Ruffin's version is probably one of the best, so really cool. Now, the day that I was down there going to see the gig in Camden, I had a few hours to myself on the afternoon, so I invited myself over to Madam Sin's place. Now, anybody watching my channel will know Madam Sin. Paul has got this incredible record collection, loads of incredibly rare and pristine rockabilly, rock and roll, old school reggae, fantastic stuff. Now, yeah, so while I was there, he was the perfect host. He made sure my glass was full for the several hours that I was there. And of course, I totally outstayed my welcome. That's another story. Now, but while I was there, he did give me this record. This is one of a series of bootlegs that he put out himself in the 1980s. Called Wavy Gravy. I think this is the first one. And this is made up of old school rockabilly, psych, lots of quirky country, and all of the songs are interspersed by film clips, bits of film dialogue. It's very cool. So this is the only one that I've heard. I think there's another 3 or 4 to get, and I will be looking out for those. So Paul, thank you very much. That was my trip to London, and I'll play a clip from one of the tracks from here.
Set me free from sin. I'm singing all the wondrous things that he has done for me. I'm singing 'cause my Lord has set me